Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we are just awaiting the kickoff of free agency, which is going to be at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. I couldn't seem to get that right earlier, but we got it right now. So we are a little under 5 hours away. So the latest thing that I'm hearing, Ticket TV just released some really interesting news. He said that the Miami Heat and the Golden State Warriors are trying to snatch away Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks, and it sounds like the Golden State Warriors have the fast track on him with a 2-year deal. So I don't know if that's actually going to come into fruition, but he seemed pretty confident when he was reporting it that he had heard from reliable sources that this is already in the works. So I still think it's going to come down to the wire for Bobby. If he already made this decision, I would be very shocked. I would be very surprised because I gave it a 90% chance that he was going to be restructuring and heading back to Milwaukee. Milwaukee seems like a family-oriented spot. You're led by a guy who's loyal. You know for a fact if you're attached to Giannis, he's going to keep you in contention. Obviously, if you're attached to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you're probably going to win next year. But, it's one of those situations where I definitely see why he would want to go up to Golden State, though. They're probably going to lose Kevon Looney. I see him likely getting paid. Probably going to lose Otto Porter. Hopefully he ends up with my team, the Lakers. I hear we're listening, trying to see if we can gauge an opportunity to get him. So that gives an opportunity for Bobby Portis to go up to Golden State, step into that Kevon Looney role, take some of those minutes, and continue on his quest for more rings. I just don't see it, though. I mean, it's a good fit. It makes sense in every way, shape, and form, but I actually don't see Bobby leaving Milwaukee. Milwaukee is taking Bobby, in as their own, and they just won a championship. And I think they got a good thing going. Now, if the money ain't adding up, I hate to tell you this, Milwaukee, but he does have a better option in Golden State, and you would need to up the ante to pay him what he's owed. And I think you should try to make that happen because I don't think you can win without him. And I don't think, obviously, you have a plan for replacing him. I didn't think anybody thinks he's actually going to leave even now. So it's one of those situations where it's like, if you don't have a contingency in place and if he's making demands upon a couple of dollars extra or something, I would give it some strong consideration to keeping Bobby around. You already lost P.J. Tucker last year. You're losing pieces from your championship situation that I don't think you can replace. You already saw how you looked last year without that talent on your bench. Grayson Allen may take a step forward, but that's not going to answer some of these needs that you now have with your size. Of course, Giannis can handle a whole lot, but not as it pertains to trying to keep up with what's ahead. Teams like Cleveland, teams like Orlando, they're going to be hitting him harder than they normally do because those teams are getting better. And then you have to deal with the contenders as well. Boston, obviously Philly, Miami. These teams aren't going anywhere. And if you're going to be losing pieces and not replacing them with quality pieces, you're going to go tumbling down the standings even with a healthy Giannis. So most people like to see them as a contender. They have their big three intact, but they're having a hard time putting talent around that big three right now. And I'm starting to see how this is playing out for Milwaukee, and it's not good. Not good at all. Now, I made a suggestion that they break up that big three and condense that thing down to 2 contracts so they can keep good role players around their team since they've had depth issues. But I don't think anybody's excited about breaking up a championship core, especially when it's so hard to get people to come to Milwaukee to begin with. You've lucked out with this era, so breaking it up probably doesn't make sense to you. But what you're finding out is now you're going to be in a situation where that team may not have a chance to get another one. So if you're going to keep that thing together and you can't win, that's not going to work for Giannis. He needs to be able to win. So if I'm them, I'm seriously considering what's going to happen with my cap situation as it pertains to retooling and having a deep enough team to compete with the rest of the East. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Bobby, for their sake, has a change of heart if he's already made this decision with Golden State and goes back to Milwaukee, because if he leaves there, he's pretty much crippling an entire juggernaut in the Eastern Conference. Because I still look at Milwaukee as that, but without him, they're not that. They're more like the Nets right now, to be honest with you. They look more like the Nets as a team who has a strong big three, but if they can't get them the role players, then it's a wrap. Lakers, same thing. So our issue a little different with Russell Westbrook, but I think you get the point. Trouble building equals lesser production from the superstars. So you need that help for them. So all in all, we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens. I haven't really heard any buzz about anything surprisingly this morning. It's still early though. It's only 10 something my time, but yeah, I suspect maybe a trade or two will start rolling in, and then we'll start hearing about things tumbling from there, because I think that's how this is going to work. I do expect a trade to kick this off. Obviously, we got DeJounte Murray yesterday, but the reason why I think a trade may kick something off is because that's what's going to jostle or loose some of the roles that will open up for some of the free agents that are going to be waiting for something like that to happen. Because you have such limited teams that are actually available to make something happen for you. You don't like those teams if you're a free agent. So chances are it's going to be like an Ayton trade or something like that that's going to then open up a center spot for Phoenix. Obviously you look at San Antonio, they got a point guard position open now. So it's a lot of different things that can jostle open just with the single trade. So I think something like that may actually happen today. Hopefully involving my team in that Russell Westbrook contract, but we'll see. So all in all, looking forward to it. I'll get back to you guys as frequently as I find anything out. And that's what I got, BDF44. Thank you all for watching.